Hello everybody, I'm ABC Action News meteorologist Greg D. A mid-morning update for you here. Things have changed since we last spoke, so I figured it's time to do an update as I expect as we head toward noon, we may get too busy to do these little informal updates and may actually see us on ABC Action News or our Facebook page. So here's what we're talking about. The Storm Prediction Center, since we last spoke, has expanded the enhanced severe weather outlook farther south to now include all of Manatee County, Polk County over toward Hardee County as well, northern Sarasota County, including Sarasota, and then everyone else in the Bay Area. Still looking at large hail and wind damage to be the biggest threat from any thunderstorms that pop up, but there will be that brief tornado chance as well. And although there is officially now a tornado watch up for the Bay Area, I still think the chance of seeing wind damage from just strong winds is much higher than actually seeing a tornado. This is a just in case, I think, watch. So Citrus, Hernando, and Pasco County all under that tornado watch. Polk County as well, all of Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Sarasota, and Hardee County. DeSoto and Highlands counties are not included in this watch. By the way, the watch goes until 7 o'clock this evening for the entire Bay Area as we are already watching thunderstorms off to our west. Look at these cells popping up here, a couple of clusters. There's the actual cold front back here that comes in at 4 to 6 p.m., but there are individual cells out ahead of it. It's these storms out here that really concern me for the midday hour around Tampa. Let me switch over to Titan Doppler radar and show you what's going on here. This storm here west of Clearwater already has a special marine warning for it, and it is producing an incredible amount of lightning. Over 1,600 strikes per hour out of just this one storm. And there is actually some weak rotation in this thing with the winds going like this in the storm. There could be that threat for maybe a water spout or two in this system as it heads toward the west, of course, toward the east. As it gets closer to Tampa, we may have to watch for the potential of maybe an isolated tornado out of it. We'll put this into motion, show you the motion of the storms over the last hour or so, and you see Titan Doppler radar picking up these cells pretty well. It's the leading edge one here that I think is going to be the one that needs to be watched. It is heading straight east, so on its current track, we're looking at, let me zoom you in here so you can see better, about probably now less than 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half to an hour and 15 minutes from some sort of impact along Pinellas County's coast. I think the best chance for seeing impacts from this would be St. Pete Beach and north, maybe north of Indian Rocks Beach, actually. Clearwater, Palm Harbor, Oldsmar, these are places that I'm watching for impacts from the storm. Maybe even as far south as Seminole over toward Largo could see this storm make its way closer to your area in the next hour or so. So there's that tornado watch. Notice out ahead of it, there have been a couple of showers so far this afternoon. None of these have been very heavy. Here's a look at Pasco over towards Hillsborough County. Notice these sprinkles on and off through the morning hours have not been a big deal so far. In terms of any impacts from severe weather. We'll take you back to the wider view here, show you what's going on around the rest of the area. We did see one storm with a tornado warning off the east coast near Volusia County. That one has since moved away. Special marine warnings are up. Those are the boxes in blue for areas to the west of Tampa Bay. Here's what we're looking at in terms of the threats today. Still looking at just showers through the morning hours. Storms really move in after lunch. So really 12:15, 12:30 is when we start to see those impacts on our coast. The overall severe threat I still think is pretty low, and it definitely points more towards damaging wind gusts versus maybe an isolated tornado. But anyone north of I-4 has a slightly better chance of seeing a brief spin up in some of those storms. I'll be posting updates throughout the afternoon on all my social media channels. By the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter over towards Instagram, you don't actually have to be a member to view my updates. You can just type in twitter.com/GregDWeather to see all my posts. Same thing with Instagram, instagram.com/GregDWeather. This is the quickest way to access those updates and the best way to view them in chronological order, as Facebook will not always show you the most important posts first. Here's Futurecast starting off at noon today, and we're tracking those thunderstorms. Notice the biggest impacts to the Bay Area with the actual front by 4 o'clock. Now, that's with the storms that we're already seeing back in the Gulf of Mexico. What it's not doing is picking up those cells out ahead of it. So I do think between noon and 4 p.m., there will already be some thunderstorms with heavy rain across Pinellas and Hillsborough County. By 6 o'clock, once the cold front moves by, that's it. You're done. Once that back line of storms moves through, No more severe weather. You'll feel the wind turn from the north and really start to pick up and the air begin to dry out. So by Tuesday, by this evening, and especially by Wednesday morning, things will be nice with temperatures returning to the 60s for Wednesday afternoon. I know there's a lot going on. A lot of you are very concerned about the storms today, but I just want you to remember that these storms overall, for the majority of you, will be no worse than just a thunderstorm that we typically see pop up in the summer. Those thunderstorms produce lots and lots of lightning. They can produce damaging winds with all of their intensity and of course the heavy rain. And that's what most of you will see. A couple may see that brief isolated tornado. Here in Central Florida, we tend to get very brief, quick, weak tornadoes, so it's not going to be a main concern. I think the winds that these storms produce, the hail and the lightning, may be a bigger concern than any actual isolated tornadoes. Of course, we'll keep you updated on all our social media channels, and if there are tornado warnings issued for any of our counties, we will be breaking in on ABC Action News. Another update coming in a little bit later on this morning. If you're not following me yet, follow me on social media. We'll keep you updated there. If you've got a question about the storms, post it in the chat under this video. I'll be happy to answer them for you and address any issues you've got in terms of the rain, when it arrives, when it ends, and what you could see in your part of the Bay Area here later on this afternoon. Take care, everybody.